Hey, what's up everybody, it's Crosscurrent. Today I'm going over the second updates to MUCK, as well as giving a short review on how I think these updates are doing, as well as how they might do down the road. Now, I have barely played MUCK about 2 weeks, and I think the game is phenomenal. I think it has a lot of potential, and it being free, will be able to grab a very large community. Now, with this second update, they say this is the first big contact update because they're adding new bosses, power-ups, items. They're fixing some of the balance issues, the resources, they're adding more of those, and just other accessibility things to make sure the game is optimized. They also even had some nice visual effects as well. But to start off, the new enemies. There is Gronk, which is a boss, and wolves, which will be there throughout the game as well. Now, when it comes to the power-ups, it's tough with this game because a lot of the stuff that you'll see in the game will just have a funny quote, like, makes your bones stronger if you have milk, which doesn't really specify exactly what it does. I'll try to look into the details and find that better for you. If I find a wiki, I will link it down below so you can look at exactly what every ability does. But they'll be adding an Enforcer power-up, which is orange, Juice, which is blue, Robin Hood hat, which is white, and the Spoo Bean, which is also white. I know the Spoo Bean helps with preventing hunger. Now, they did add a lot of new items to the game, some of which I have seen over my recent gameplay, and some that I have not. They have added Gronk's Sword, which is one of the boss. It's a rare item. They have the Ancient Core, which is rare, a blade, which is rare, and a sword hilt, which is rare. It seems like those are more things you have to, like the hammer and the wyvern claw, have that and then make something else from it later using tougher to find resources. Now, they also have a rare ancient bow, ancient bone. I found the bone just from one of the regular guys when he was attacking me. You know, the guys that throw bones at you. I'm not entirely sure how good that is. I didn't mess with it because I didn't know. There's also dark oak wood, which is uncommon, elemental arrows, which are rare, flax fibers, which are common, which flax is just that purple flower that you saw at the game before. Now I'm assuming there's a way to actually use it, since I found no way prior. You also have the uncommon wolf armor set, wolf skin, which is common, probably dropped from the wolves, wolf claws, which are rare, and 4 mushroom soups. So those mushrooms that you saw before in the game, like the yellow, the rainbow, the purple, and the red, they now can become soups, which seem to make it more potent. So making bowls will be a lot more helpful in the game, as well as it could also unlock the soups, and just later down the road, they could make, I don't know, meat soup, apple soup. I don't freaking know. They seem to be going crazy with that. But the game is getting a lot more interesting. Now, they did add 2 more resources, being dark oak trees and coal deposits. Coal was already within the game, but now that it's on the ground, it's tough because it takes away the chance of finding iron. When I first hopped back in the game, finding iron was extremely challenging. I found mithril and adamantite, which are the next tiers of ores, easily, but iron I had a really hard time finding, which the easy solution is you just mine that, make the next tier of axe and pickaxe and move on, but it makes things a lot tougher. Now, they also did update the graphics. There's random atmospheres for each world. Like, if you press the map button each time you go into a new world, you notice that it looks different. Sometimes it's green, sometimes it looks like a wasteland, like a desert, etc. And I believe the map is a little more randomized now, so you get something new each time you play. They have also improved the visuals and the animations, so the game really looks more like it's moving forward. It doesn't look like a game you just found on your phone or from an Atari. It really looks clean. I hope they keep going forward with that. They did make some other updates as well. It was in a separate category because it just kind of goes off by itself. Now they have totems that summon bosses. So like Big Chunk, you can go against that. Do not do that early game. That is a terrible, awful, no good, very bad idea. Be sure to do it after you've probably killed a chunk when it spawned at night, a big chunk at night, so then you're prepared for it. They said that they did some changes on the grave/revive system. It looked the same when I last did it, but also I was playing alone. I'll try to find some gameplay on that to help you, and I'll type it in a little title box. The mobs have now weaknesses, so the pickaxes, they used to not do near as much damage as they do now to golems, big chunks, and all that stuff. If they come up with an enemy with a tree, I would suggest using an axe on it. You know, just stuff like that. Arrows, they haven't done anything with that yet that they said, but I'm assuming arrows will do more damage to flying units down the stretch. They have enemies that now roam freely. Typically, I find them just kind of stationary with where the cows are. Since the cows drop meat easily and that heals you, gives you stamina, and gives you hunger, the hunger replenishment, I find that they're always around there and they'll roam if you get close to them, but for the most part, they'll just kind of stay next to the cows. This can be any types of enemies. Sometimes they're golems, sometimes they're golem bosses, not the big chunks, but the one in between. And sometimes they're just the bone throwers. It's it seems to be randomized, which is what this game will need. Now, they also have stations that will no longer float, so don't build on the water. That won't work as well. I don't know if the enemies will actually attack the pathway to the water if you build there. I wouldn't suggest. I'm assuming if that breaks, the whole building might collapse. Some of the armor sets now give bonuses if it is all that equipped. So like the head, feet, legs, and plate. So you want to get all of the same armor. I'm interested to see what maybe the gold will give if you wear full gold, since the stats are lower than that of iron. They could really go good with this, and I hope that they expand their horizons. Single player, if you're playing that now, you can now pause the game. It does not say you can do it in multiplayer because, well, that would suck if you had a guy that kept doing that. Now, when it comes to the accessibility of the game, they did make a couple updates. They have options for the inverted mouse, a field of view slider, and the full screen mode options, which allows you to use it in exclusive full screen, which should fix some of the issues with recording. They also have some balancing fixes, so it is harder to play the game now. Earlier is really easy, even as a single player, to win the game. So they really made it tough mid and late game. Early game is still about the same, but you gotta be able to build up to really enjoy the game. They nerfed the Dracula power up. That was the one where when you kill an enemy, even a cow, you gained 1 maximum health. I don't know exactly what the nerf will be. We'll have to see that. They have one-shot protection on easy and normal mode, so you won't just get one tapped at will. Now they also optimize some of their stuff within the game. The mobs should not be teleporting as much. I'm assuming that is just a server fix, which is perfect. Games have been ruined because they have not fixed that crap. They have a couple might fixes here as well. So there was an issue where players couldn't load in. Now it should actually work. There was a soft lock problem where people couldn't take damage or pick anything up. That should be fixed. And dropping an item while standing on other items would send them into the void forever, like make them vanish. That should also be fixed. Again, that stuff we'll have to see. If not, let me know in the chat below so I can try to message the devs about that and they can fix it abruptly. Alright guys, so the final point that the devs made to this update is that the next one, Update 3, will provide an actual storyline as well as an ending to give the game more content. Now, I think this is a perfect way to start the next update and to really get this game moving forward because it really gives you more of a personal feeling with the game. You can toss in so many things to now personalize it, make it unique. Right now, it seems a little mainstream, and it allows people who have been speedrunning, which, although it is possible, they now have an actual for sure ending to the speedrun. Now, unfortunately, guys, that's going to have to be the end of this video. I'll toss a review in the next video in the next couple days. Reason being, I don't want to give you guys a really huge video. I want to give you something that you can look at. I'll timestamp both of them to make it easier for you guys, but I don't want it to be something too big. I'd rather have it set up perfectly for you. If you like this video, please be sure to hit that like. If you have something you want to comment, whether it be a question, an inquiry, or something I can improve, be sure to comment below before you hit that dislike. If you think a friend could use this, be sure to share it with them. And if you really like my content, please consider subscribing. It would mean the world to me. That being said, guys, I'll see you next time.